This is going to be a continuation of a cheapest resonance video. In this video, I'll talk specifically about BSG and seeping bile. I'll tell you a several story, and I hope it can be easier for you to understand what I'm talking about. Alright, let's start. Did you know that no matter how many stars a 5 stars legendary have, it's always contain a 30 to gem powers? Let's say, there are someone out there leveling up a blessing of the worthy to level 4. He is a melee class. But recently he's changing from melee to a range class. Just like me, he's thinking that blessing of worthy not really that useful for a range class. And he's decided to replace blessing of worthy with other 5 stars that's suitable for a range class. If he make a rank 4 blessing of worthy as a fodder for a new gems, is he gonna lose a gem power by doing it? The answer is no, and to understand it better, I'll tell you my story. Before I got a seeping bile, echoing shade is one of my main legendary gems. I leveling up 3 dots echoing shade to level 3. But when I got a seeping bile, I decided to replace my echoing shade and make it a fodder for a seeping bile. So what did I lose? Let's see. To level up echoing shade to level 3, this is the total cost. And when I make it as a fodder, it stays at 189 gem powers, so nothing lose for a gem powers. But is it true that nothing really lose? Here, I'll show you. As you can see, to level up echoing shade to rank 3, it needs one exact same copy. And I'm buying it from market for 74,000 platinum. At that time, a cost for a single 1-star gems is around 1,000 platinum. So if I'm doing a blind purchase, it's only cost me around 32,000 platinum to get a 30 to gem powers. See what I mean? By seeing this comparison, now you know that there is something lose by making this echoing shade as a fodder. I lose something that can be worth 74,000 platinum, only to get something that only worth 32,000 platinum. Or, if I guarantee we'll get echoing shade from Rift Run. Based from my account experience, I never get any 5 stars with below 30 runs. So I lose something that can be worth Atlas 30 legendary crest. It is true that I'm not losing any gem powers in the process, but as you can see, I lose something that worth a platinum or legendary crest. Now you know that doing a simple thing like replacing a legendary gems can be an expensive mistake for a free-to-play. And free-to-play never have enough resources to make a mistake. Now let's discuss about BSG and why I always suggest it in my previous video, or when I replying some comment. It's true that BSG is the most expensive gems on the market. But trust me, it's really worth it. Now I'm gonna show you a several scenario, and let's see how worth it to invest for this gems. Remember my story about someone replace Blessing of Worthy because he's changing class from melee to range? That's not gonna happen if he use BSG. Increased damage dealing, decreased damage taken, and also extra movement speed. It's really useful in both PvE and PvP scenario. And don't forget, new class is coming soon. If you have BSG, don't worry, it's still gonna useful even if you change class to Blood Knight. Now let's see another scenario that might happen in the future. Since the beginning, there are 2 updates that bring in new legendary gems. And I believe in the future, developers gonna add a new legendary gems again. So far, developer adding this 3-piece new 5 stars gems family. None of this gems really worth to replace a BSG because that's how good it is. I'm not saying new gems is useless. If I'm not a free-to-play, maybe I'm gonna use it too. Because limited resources, I'm gonna prioritize something, and BSG is the best option in my opinion. Also, I doubt a new 5 stars in the future gonna have effect that can beat a BSG. But if somehow that's what happened, I will change one of my stars to that new 5 stars then. No need to sacrifice BSG because, like I said, it's still one of the best. By the way, yesterday I'm buying a 4 dots seeping bile. This is the cheapest I've ever seen in my server, and I can't hold myself. Well, I still have time to decide to use it, or resell it. Okay, I hear you, every keyboard warrior out there. Before you judging, I'm a fake free-to-play. I'm using multi-account farming to earn many plats. I'm showing my selling history here, can see if there is something fishy in there. I don't have to do this, but they always use a bad word so YouTube system will hold their comment. I'm getting tired. I'm the only one can see their stupidity. Alright, back to the topic. About seeping bile, it's debatable that it's one of the best, and hard to find its replacement. But for me, in my opinion, this is still one of the best. If in the future I'm changing class, or a new legendary coming, I doubt I'm gonna sacrifice this as a fodder. Actually, the effect of this gems is so versatile either. The only downside when it's come to PvP aspect, but it's not that useless in PvP. But of course, there are better options in PvP scenario than a seeping bile. I don't have to remind you that free-to-play have limited resources, right? Our PvE gems is our PvP gems too. So, choose wisely. But if you ask me, of course, seeping bile is a best option with BSG. They're really like a besties in terms of price though. Stupidly expensive since the beginning. Alright, let's close this video with a conclusion. Sacrificing a legendary gems as a fodder can be an expensive thing. No gem powers lost in the process, but it's sacrificed something that worth a platinum, legendary crest, or runes. You don't have to follow me about legendary gems that you should upgrade. Just keep in mind that whatever gems you choose to level up, make sure that you are not going to replace it anytime soon. Or, don't level up that kind of gems to high level, if you're still not sure about it. Because the higher the level, the more it's lost when you replace it. Same thing happened when you choose to replace it to stars gems. If it's more than level 5, then it start to get really huge lost in runes or platinum. I can say that, for a 2 stars, if still level 5 or below, then it's still cheap to replace it. And for a 5 stars, it's in level 2. Everything above it will be more expensive. Alright then, thanks for watching and see ya.